Alright, welcome everybody to That's the Thing with myself, Lawler, and my co-host Johnny Boy here. Every week we basically go over topics and questions and concerns, whether it be juicy gossip or things that are actually permanent to the scene, stuff like LAN predictions. And that's what the big topic is going to be this week. We have LAN predictions as the LAN is next week. I know Johnny's super excited to fly out on Sunday. I'm excited to get there on Wednesday. But that's what in reality we're talking about today, and we decided what better way to talk about LAN predictions than with the pros themselves. Quite a treat for That's the Thing this week. We have literally a pro player from every single team from the top 4 of each region, and then 2 more just to throw on. We're going to get scrubkilla to give us a little bit more insight, because even though he is not a player, he's going to be able to talk about, rather than just statistically speaking, this is why this team beats this team. He's going to say, well, emotionally, these guys are going to handle this pressure better with some cheeky banter coming from Scrub. And then
he's the best player that could never play, right?
Right,
he's the best player who couldn't play at RLCS because of the age restrictions. So we want to hear what he has to say about that.
Right,
he's,
and then
he plays these guys on a daily basis.
Right, to counter Scrub, we're going to be putting in dmrawlings, who is going to completely do the opposite. He's going to go by the book, textbook, stats. This team wins 70% of the time, so they should take it, all that kind of stuff. So it's going to give us a good contrast of player versus statistic, which is great. That's what we want to see. We want to see a very good contrast, and expect some good banter and some ish talking out of these players. We're going to see some
yeah, dude.
Hopefully some rivalry.
Some real talk. Some real talk.
Yeah. So let's get right into it. If you want to bring in our first guest of the evening.
All right, we're just going to drag him straight in here with no warning. It's going to be Mike Rules. Here he comes, boys. Mike, how you doing?
Hi, what's up?
Hey, just thought I'd drag you in here, see what's going on. Yeah, Mike's our first guest of the evening. This is Mike Rules of Flipside Tactics.
Hi.
And hello, Michael. He's probably, out of all the 3 members of Flipside, the most outspoken, maybe in the entire Rocket League scene, the most outspoken person. So this should be very interesting, getting your LAN predictions. Lawler's going to fire at you all of the matchups for round 1, and we're going to hear what you have to say about these matchups, who you think is going to win, what the score is going to be, and that will, of course, we'll be able to figure out what your, predicted bracket is, and we'll go all the way through to the final and see what you think is going to happen.
Okay, sounds good.
Right. So first game up, Weedham Girls Genesis. Who's going to take it? What's your predictions?
That's that's Genesis's all day. No, but seriously, if it's a best of 7, that's if it's best of 9, best of 11, best of whatever, Genesis has no chance of even getting 1 game, honestly. So,
easy. Man.
You're saying an easy 5-0 for Weedham
that could
Girls?
be a best of 99, and Weedham Girls would win it 50-0, honestly.
So, what is it going to be? Is it best of 5s or best of 7s? I'm not actually sure.
It's a best of 5s initially, and then it'll end a best of 7.
Gotcha.
There is a losers bracket.
So
we will, and I can
3-0.
confirm, based upon the bracket from what I've heard, we will find out the first team that gets knocked out day 1 of the LAN. So by the end of the day, LAN, we will have a team that is able to go get drunk and console themselves with alcohol.
Two teams are going to be out.
Well, that sounds good, actually.
2 teams are going to be out by day 1. Mike's like,
Ulterior motives now, yeah.
Lose to IVP and someone in the losers. Game 1, Genesis losing 3 out of 5.
So game 1, what's your reasoning for that? Like, is it just Weedham Girls is that good? Is it because Genesis is that bad? Like,
it's definitely a bit of both. From what I've seen from Genesis, they just never really impressed me from their play. It's not cutting edge enough to actually even get past Weedham Girls' defense. It's going to be very tidy for Weedham Girls. They're just too solid all over the pitch, and they'll handle them very easily, I think. And
you don't think the jet lag will be too much of a factor? Weedham Girls are flying it on Wednesday, which is a bit later than yourself and your team. You don't think that'll be too much of an issue for them, playing on 2 days after?
You could probably blindfold them and it'd still be fine, honestly. Jet lag won't be a problem.
Damn.
Oh, maybe.
Alright, strong picks. Good thing about that is we can hold you to that later. So make sure you guys in chat are paying attention to this stuff, so when it comes down to it and Weedham Girls actually loses for some who knows reason, I kind of agree with you. I think they'll take at least a game, but if it ends up coming down to that, chat, you guys better hold him accountable. Make sure you go yell at him on Twitter. Don't actually yell, be nice. But solid predictions. Next up, second game of the day is going to be Flipside Tactics versus iBuyPower. The hopeful iBuyPower.
I'm sorry, who?
Spots.
Who was that first one?
Wow.
That wasn't supposed to be an IVP, but that's supposed to be a cell phone. Come on, come on.
Self-deprecation is real.
Alright, so what do you got?
I never like predicting my own games because I don't know, like it seems sort of
Glad we could help.
big-headed to like, you know, have it go one way or the other. But I think Gambit not being part of the LAN setup can only hinder IBP. So like I was confident anyway with their full lineup, and yeah, I think we should be winning that game. I'll take whatever score as long as we win. I think we might be able to take it 3-0, but 3-1, 3-2, I'll take whatever I can get, honestly. They're still a solid team, so any win is good.
If you had to give an exact amount, what would it be?
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, 3-1. Do you think, I mean, you're looking at Over0. Apparently Over0 from them has been playing actually pretty solid. Do you think that'll make a difference at all?
I've not seen much of Over0, but I know he's like, yeah, obviously solid and slots him at IBP well, but he's not a superstar like Gambit is, I don't think so, you know.
He's a very good singer. He'd be great at a karaoke on Friday night or Saturday night if they can have an early dropout.
Yeah, you know, might join him.
So the beauty of that is there's a lot of people that think Over0 is a better fit for the team over than Gambit because the ego doesn't get in the way. A lot of people talk about how Over0 is just happy to be able to be on the starting roster. He's able to get some play time and kind of prove himself. You can see what it's done like for Twitch. I mean, he's pulling quite a few viewers now because of it. So he's just happy to be in the spotlight for that aspect. Do you think that now that the ego of these players isn't there, that the teamwork that they desperately need, especially on defense, because Over0 has been playing non-stop defense for that team. He's the only one that plays that far back. Do you think that will help them, or do you think it's just going to be the same old problems where defense has easy breakaways? Because in the last tournament I saw, Over0 has been playing defense. They've still been kind of shaky on it, but I know they've also been playing a ton to help with that.
Well, I think the personality difference between Gambit and Over0 probably helps the comms calm down a bit, and it's probably a little less, you know, sort of nervy and like sort of, I don't know, a bit. You know, Gambit doesn't really talk much. Lachino's a bit, you know, Lachino's Lachino. If you've seen his Twitter, you know, I mean, I don't know what that boy's up to most of the time, but you know, and then Kronovi's Kronovi. He's always looking for somebody else to blame as well, and it gets a bit awkward. So you know, and no, I think the personality with Over0 is probably a better fit for all of them, and they can feel more comfortable doing their thing for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, on to the last one, or second to last one. We got Market EU versus Exodus. Exodus is my kind of hope for the NA because they play more like a EU team than any other EU team, but it's gonna go against them a little bit. They played pretty lackluster in PPL this week, from what I saw. They weren't really standing out to me like they usually can, but they always tend to show up at LAN environment or in like RLCS. So. How do you guys think Market's going to handle Exodus?
That's a very tough one to call, actually, because I've been impressed with Exodus from what I've seen from them, and obviously having played Mock like, you know, dozens of times, I know what they can do as well. So I think it would be 2-3 either way, and I'm like, I really can't pick who's going to win that one. But toss of a coin, I'll go with Exodus. Why not?
Interesting.
I think they can take it. I think Mock's off days are sort of, you know, more common, I would say, than Exodus's off days. So
okay,
it will be a very interesting matchup as well because the Exodus resorted to an extremely defensive style in Rocket Royale this weekend, and that's what Mocket like to do. So it's going to be, you know, two teams waiting for the other team to make a mistake, and if it never comes, it'll just be the first team to actually, you know, step up and get aggressive. So I could definitely see that going either way as well. Right. Exodus is a bold pick, though. I wouldn't give it Exodus over Mocket. I'm gonna hold you to that one. Glad to be proven wrong.
I like how you phrase it too, because Exodus's highs are definitely up there, but so are Mockets. But I feel Exodus has showed the consistency over the past couple. But people don't realize you got two young kids on an Exodus squad coming in, and they're in front of thousands of people. Like, it's a lot of nerves that are gonna come into play first time for a young kid. Like, it's a lot of a lot of outside factors that people won't be able to notice until they get and really experience it. So I'm excited. Last up,
Turbo's a young kid too. I mean, you know, it could affect Mock too as well. You know, so who knows what's going to happen? That's a wild card of a match. That is. That really is.
But Turbo's mustache, should it be making an appearance at the LAN? That could be a big factor.
Definitely should not make.
He just like looks over at the other team and they all pass out from fright that they get.
Now, Turbo, I'm not sure if you're aware, you can't actually pack a razor and bring it on a plane, so, you know, don't do that. Just make sure you shave before. Make sure, yeah, you can't. I mean, No, it gets taken away. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Hmm.
A razor. Well, I mean, if people have hijacked planes with a pen knife, I'm sure you could do more with a razor, you know.
Absolutely.
Oh, well. Last but not least, Flying Dutchman, Kings of Urban, #1 versus #4.
Number 4. I mean, really like number 10-ish, kind of, with the Flying Dutchman. They're kind of like, you know, very lucky to be at LAN, I think. So
Oof.
easy 3-0 for Kings, I reckon.
KOU, man. Yeah.
Yep. Very, very simple, straightforward match for Kings there. 3-0.
I heard some through the grapevine today that the Flying Dutchmen were scrimming against Exodus and doing very well. And obviously that's just scrims and it's just online, and the line will be a different story. But maybe the Flying Dutchmen picking things up at the last few
Or
days to
possibly
go.
to touch on Exodus again. Maybe Exodus are in a decline right now.
They might be. They did lose 4-0
Yeah.
to Kings in Rocket Royale.
Who
Those
knows?
boys, they might be having trouble. We'll talk to Jessie and Garrett later. We'll see what they have to say. But that's so your bracket. Your predicted bracket will be Weedham Girls and Exodus in the top half of this bracket. That's your first semi-final, and Flipside against Kings of Urban bottom half.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, Weedham Girls, Exodus. Who's your favorite there, and what score?
I'll go Weedham Girls again. And this is a best of 7, right?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Lawler, maybe you know.
I'm not sure exactly how they're doing the bracket. I just know that 1, 4, 2, 3. They're best of 5s initially, and I'll final like end of the route. I want to say they're doing a best of 7 or a best of 9.
I'd expect a best of 7 semi-final.
I assume
If it is a best of 7, I'll
sevens.
say 4-1 Weedham Girls. 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be very comfortable
good.
for them, I think. Yep.
And
yeah, if you wanna,
for
if you wanna keep
Flipside
going, I'll try
Kings
to
bottom
find-
half, what do you reckon? I know you hate predicting your own team, but we're going to ask you to do it maybe 2 more times.
I think this will be probably the most stupid series of them all if it happens, because it's just going to be fraught with mistakes and stupidity for some reason. You just know it's going to be. It's us and the Kings.
Yeah.
It's gonna be demolished. It's going to be, oh, I got it from Fire. Then he misses, and then Cooks is going to do something like absolutely brilliant, and then pass it straight to Jacob, and it's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be silly games. It's probably going to be 4-3 one way or the other, and I can't back against my own team. I'm going to go 4-3 for us.
Flip side. So obviously that will lead to the grand final that we have seen many times, and a grand final that I think a lot of people are predicting. Weedham Girls versus Flipside. In the winners final, I should say, not the grand final. Do you think that you guys are going to take down Weedham, who will then be Northern Gaming, of course, because they just got picked up by a new sponsor? Do you think you guys are going to take them down in the winners final?
That's
Or
a
do you think it's gonna
best of 9.
Surely a best
maybe?
of 7. Surely
Best of 7. Okay, I mean, it depends. Game 1's going to set the tone. It always does in our series against Weedham Girls. If it's a bit of a slow start, I think if you lose game 1 from a slow start, you're going to probably lose game 2 as well. It's happened a lot. If we start well, I think we'll take the series. I think it won't be close if we start well, and I think we'll probably take the first 2 games if we start well. Maybe drop some in the middle and probably take it like 4-2.
Okay, what happens if you don't start well?
If we don't start well, I can definitely see us losing that series for sure.
Okay.
Probably to the same score as well, 4-2.
So despite the confidence, you're willing to go back on it too. Like good.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm glad you're staying
I
realistic.
think we need
with
to
it,
start
too.
well. We need to start well against them because they're definitely the best team that isn't us. I feel they're our biggest threat, and you just you can't take anything for granted, even against any other team, but especially with them girls, you can't take anything for granted. And you have to you have to play your very best to get at them. So yeah, I'd be confident, but at the same time, you have to go into it with a bit of respect for them too, but not show them too much respect.
Absolutely.
All right, so after
what
all
was
that
your
stuff gets
what was his prediction actually? Who did you think game 1 will decide it? Who's going to win game 1?
I think we'll take it. I think we'll take
Alright,
game 1.
Okay.
That leaves the only question that remains is will any of the teams that emerge from the losers bracket, I imagine based on what you said, you expect Weedham Girls to meet you again in the grand final, and you don't expect an upset to happen for coming from losers.
I'd be very surprised. I'd be very surprised.
Okay. So yeah, losers bracket, all of those teams are just going to lose at some point. Weedham Girls are going to come out and lose to Flipside again in Mike Rules' predicted bracket. I'm sure that a lot of people could agree with this. Definitely get behind you here. I'll try and compile all of this. I'll try and compile all of these results and see what other pros think.
Yeah.
At the end of all
I'm just gonna have to I'm just gonna have to be, anytime I'm not casting, I'm gonna be looking directly at you, just whispering "toss herself" over and over again, just to make sure that all your predictions.
Please do.
Just say there.
Please
Toss
do.
herself. Toss herself.
Can you like make like an on repeat thing of you whispering that I can go asleep to on the flight? Maybe that'd be great. Yeah, it'd be real good.
Oh man, that'd be so good. Yeah, I'll see
Yeah.
what I can do. I'll see what I can do. I'll make
Great.
I'll make a good clip. But yeah, out of all those things and good predictions, a lot of those I do agree with. Who are players that you think you need to watch out for, or ones that people need to be aware of that they may not know? Any like kind of secret ones?
Well, the only secret one, if you want to call him a secret one, that nobody ever seems to talk about is Siki on Maki, who is arguably their best player in my opinion, and he never gets any plaudits from anybody. I've never seen anybody mention him as a top tier player. Like, he doesn't get talked about at all, but he's very solid and just goes about his business and does things the right way. Very impressive player. I like Siki a lot, and I hope he has a good LAN. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I like Siki.
It's the benefit of being a quiet one. Nobody pays attention to you, and then you come out.
Unless you're cooks, then everybody wants to know
everybody
you.
pays attention.
Yep.
But on the other side of the coin, who do you think is going to completely flop and not show up?
Lachinia, hands
Chino.
down. Yeah.
Oh, hands down. All right.
Yeah, he'd be too busy listening to Eden in his hotel room.
So we got player to watch for Mike, Siki, player to flop, Lachinio. So we'll be sure to keep a close eye on those predictions for sure, on top of everything else. But I think that's going to do it for Mike. We want to keep things rolling. We got a lot of people to get through. Thanks for coming on, Mike.
All right, thanks very much.
Lawler's got any last questions?
No, Mike, appreciate it. If you want to shoot out where people can find you, all that usual stuff, and then we're going to move on to the next one.
Yeah, on Twitter and Twitch at Mike Rules. Thanks, Lawler. Cheers, Johnny. Toss yourself.
See you later, Mike. What a guy. We're going to drag in scrubkilla. We're not going to waste any time, and Lawler's going to ask Scrub about his predictions for the first 4 games. And we'll take it from there, but here's scrubkilla.
Alright, Scrub, how you doing,
Scrubkilla, how you doing?
What's up, dudes?
Welcome. Welcome, my friend.
Alright, we're going to go rapid fire through these, man. We got a lot of people to go through, so I hope you're ready.
Time to roast some idiots and make unfair predictions.
You do what you got to do, bud. Just know that we're going to hold you to it, alright?
Alright.
Alright, first one up. First game, Weedham Girls Genesis. Who's going to take it? Best of
3-0.
3-0
what
Genesis,
we call
yeah?
it? Who's a guy who's Espion's gonna like crash from pressure.
Alright,
Like I know it. He's gonna like, and then like Quinn's gonna be tilted and we'll just be like sitting there trying to be like nice, but it will all go to crap. Weedham Girls will have no trouble taking that.
3-0 Weedham Girls.
Yes.
Okay.
Full confidence.
Game 1, 3-0 Weedham Girls. Same prediction as Mike Rules. Wondering how many people are going to agree with that one throughout the rest of this day.
Everyone.
What have we got second, Lawler?
Second game, Flipside Tactics versus I by Power Cosmic, the one that probably is going to get the most viewership of the entire tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Over Zero's like nowhere near as good as Gambit. I mean, 3-0 for Flipside because, I mean, I don't know. Like I bet Power, they were so much better with Gambit just because of that strong offensive pressure. That's what they need. But like Gambit was the only one could like. Gambit was like the best in defense, but now that he's gone, they're done. They got no hope.
Alright, so IBP are donezo, according to Scrub.
Like,
Again,
Overzero's gonna do bad that tournament. He's gonna like get tilted from killing with
Mike said
nose.
that they might get a game, but he doesn't like, predicting strongly in favor of his own team.
That's fair.
But
That's
even
fair.
Mike said that he thought Flipside. So far, you're agreeing with Mike. Game 3, we'll see if you disagree. I've got a feeling you will. Lawler, what do we got?
Yeah, next up,
Mock
Maka EU.
C2.
Maka versus Exodus.
Yeah.
See, this is a tough one. This is the one that we're really excited about too, because this could go either
I
way.
think Siki and Turbo are gonna show up, and because Turtle and Garrett are quite young, they might like completely collapse. So
I
Mock
think you
will
would
win.
completely collapse if you were at the LAN, because you're even younger.
If I do well from like pressure, like
So why
I do
can't they
better than
do well?
Mushroom.
Why can't they? do that?
Because Turtle, they just don't like. I've got really like kind of like confident, cocky personality. I'm not kind of like afraid from pressure, but
So
like,
don't
Garrett and
you?
Turtle aren't really low.
So despite being cocky, don't you think that overzealousness can punish you harder than someone who's calm and collected?
I'm not really cocky in the games. I'm just like I don't know. The pressure won't get to me, but nah. 3. you know, I'll give Exodus the benefit of the doubt and say 3-2 for Mock. 3-2.
Okay.
I think it'll be close.
Interesting. All right, last game in the first round.
Flying Dutchman, Kings of Urban.
I've already made up my mind. I've been thinking about this. 3-1 for the Flying Dutchman.
Oh my.
Ooh.
CFD support from scrubkilla.
Alright,
Do
listen,
you think
listen.
an entire EU.
I've got
Entire
reasoning.
EU winners.
I've got reasoning for the Flying Dutchman.
Okay.
As long as Dogu can actually go to the LAN and these visa problems, right? Because if they do, then they might lose. But
Yeah.
and he doesn't like pressure because he's also a little boy.
Dogu's
The thing
Coming
is,
from Scrub, he's
Carver Scrub, the 13th.
Jessie was talking to me, and like, the Flying Dutchman absolutely smashed Kings of Urban last time they played. So, and the Flying Dutchmen are like, I mean, I was listening to Mike saying like they shouldn't be in, but I mean, I don't agree. I would say they've got a lot of potential. That's a stupid thing to say, but they'll do well.
Okay.
Okay.
And Kings of Urban, like, who's sadjunior? Him again. Ugh. I don't.
He's gonna be on the show later.
Yeah,
Let's see what he has
can't
to
wait
say
to hear what he
first.
says.
I don't rate him. I don't rate him.
But
they
that
won't
means
do well.
Scrub, your predicted semi-finals is going to be Weedham Girls versus Mucket in game 1 semi-finals.
No,
Who do you
I've made
think's
it
gonna
hard
take
for
it? What
myself.
score?
Weedham Girls. Wait, is that best of 7?
Yeah, probably.
Weedham Girls. 4-3 Mock. I mean 4-3 for Weedham Girls against
4-3 for Weedham Girls. Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Mock. That's a
Close
hard
game.
one.
And then Flipside versus the Flying Dutchman in the other semi-finals. Who do you think's going to take it and what score?
4-2 for Flipside, because the Flying
Okay.
Dutchman just can't match up against Flipside.
All right.
Simple as that.
So moving on, that'll leave Weedham Girls Flipside in the final. And who do you think's going to win the winners' final? Not the grand final, but just the winners' final.
Oh my god. Best of 7?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we're pretty sure.
Flipside 4-3.
Oh, you're predicting some close
It actually,
games.
okay, it is actually best of 5 until finals. It's all
Best of 5
fives.
until finals. Gotcha.
4-3.
Until winners' finals or to grand finals?
Just grand finals is gonna be best of 7 to my knowledge.
Alright, well.
Okay,
So you
so
got
this is the best of 5.
3.
Which changes everything, to be
3.
completely honest.
3-2 for Flipside.
Okay. Then the only question that remains is
Marky will like go Super Saiyan and Cooks will like take drugs and Mike will be Mike. And
I hope
like,
Kirks doesn't take drugs. But
mean-
regardless.
Yeah, we
Do you
don't
think
need scandals.
do you think any team is going to come out of the losers bracket and upset Flipside, or do you think Flipside are going to take their winners bracket victory and run with that and win the whole thing?
Weedham Girls might. Now, that's the thing. If Weedham Girls did end up beating Flipside, I think Flipside will win and come back for revenge, like vengeance, because they've done that in like the G-Finity finals and crap. They're good at that.
Mhm.
So, I'm still saying that Flipside won. Look at Seagulls. I think Flipside will still take it, but it'll be closer this time. It'll be 4-3.
Okay, so you think Flipside are going to hold on to their winners finals
Yes.
victory and beat anybody who comes out of losers? Interesting.
Yes.
So you're,
yes,
you know,
yes.
fairly similar to Mike. He gave a couple of American teams some semi-final finishes, but your
No.
winners final and onwards is the same as Mike.
I stand by my
Um,
prediction. I've been thinking about this for quite a while.
So we talk about, obviously you're very confident in EU, and rightfully so. I mean, they've been showing up the reasons why. But you get teams like Kings of Urban and Exodus that have always performed very well in high pressure situations, except for that
Really?
one.
Crap.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought
So-
that bad.
So do you
yeah,
think
your predictions are in.
Yeah.
Well.
So
They're locked.
situations like that, do you think, despite them performing well in high pressure situations, is there going to be a certain team that, who is someone like Flipside that's supposed to take it all from what everybody thinks? Do you think they're going to flop under the pressure of the LAN, having hundreds of people
The turtle one, Exodus, those boys, they're not gonna.
So you
get
think the
anywhere.
players that will flop will be Exodus?
Yes, because they're all little boys like me, and the only old
guess.
ones, Moses. And Moses is like, he doesn't talk a lot, does he? Isn't he quite silent? He probably wouldn't be like an amazing morale booster. He'd like someone who's really good morale. I can't pronounce it. Morale on the team.
Yeah, morale.
nailed it? Well, that
Okay.
makes me curious too, because when you look at stuff like that, that's a good chance for them as a captain to step up and really console his teammates. So
I know Garrett's watching, so you should listen to that and
Hmm.
try and like
it's
shout at
part of the
the
reason
team
why we
and
do this,
blame
man.
on them.
All right, what do you think on the other side of the coin? Who's going to be the player to watch? So we got. You think Exodus are going to crumble?
Can I say a
who do you
few
think your player to watch
players?
is?
Yeah,
Can I
yeah,
say
let
a
us
few?
know. Mike said Sticky, I can tell you that.
Right, Turbo's gonna show up. Sicky might. Right, let's see. Cooks is gonna show up. Cooks is gonna do better than Mark because Cooks is like the switch. Right, I'm looking at all the teams. Jacob's gonna show up.
This
Garrett's
is a lot of
gonna
players
show
to watch. Wait, you said
Garrett's gonna
Exodus.
show
You
up.
said Exodus are gonna flop. How could they
I know
flop and
they're
show
gonna
up?
flop, but Garrett's gonna be the only one who shows up, man.
All right, so Exodus are gonna flop except Garrett. Who's
Garrett's
gonna
gonna
show
go
up.
off, but they're gonna flop. All right.
No one and I by power are gonna do it. I can't.
Player to
I can't
watch. He
see-
lists like 5 players.
I can't see anyone on Genesis. Right, player to watch is Turbo. Simple as that.
All right,
He's-
that's better.
He's
That's better.
excellent.
Just one
He's
player. I
far
like it.
better than Sicky.
Okay, give me. How about
Okay,
this to make
interesting.
it easier on you? Give us one EU player to watch and one NA player to watch.
Turbo
say Jacob,
and.
right?
Wait! I need to think about this. I just randomly said that.
You got 5 seconds. 4,
You also said Garrett
3,
and nobody from IBP and nobody
2.
from Genesis.
1. Who's your player? NA. Go.
Oh, Lachinho!
Player to watch, Lachinio.
No,
Mike's player to
Kronovi,
flop is your player to watch.
Kronovi.
Alright, my goodness, you're contradicting yourself.
Why
like
did I say
crazy.
that? Right,
I
just Kronovi. I need to go with my gut feeling.
Why did I say
Alright.
that?
You
So
think
you're
Crow's
early
gonna clutch
wrong.
it despite their team getting?
No,
Scrub,
3-0.
less than a
Jacob,
minute
right,
ago.
Jacob.
Wait,
Jacob.
listen, less than a minute ago, you said IBP are not going to show up, Exodus are going to flop, then you said Garrett's going to show up, Lachinio's going to show up, Kronovi's going to show up. Make up your mind, man.
Don't worry.
What you
Right.
should choose a new video.
Flipside's gonna 3-0 Cosmic, but Crow's gonna show up, boys. You heard it here from Scrub himself.
Nah, Kronovi's not gonna show up. He's rubbish. Alright, this is my final. This is set in stone. Jacob.
Alright,
Alright.
Turbo Jacob are going to show up, interesting.
Lachinio's gonna flop, like Mike said as well. Because Lachinio's gonna be like... Because he's got no self-confidence. He'll be like crying on stage. And they'll get embarrassed. And he'll walk out the stage and... You know...
Alrighty.
Alright.
That's gonna do it for Scrub, you guys. Scrub, thank you so much. If you want to shoot out your info where these guys can go and harass you or follow you or give you some support, and we're gonna kick you to the curb and get at the next one here.
Wait. Twitch TV / scrubkilla. Twitter scrubkilla.
No, you're not. You're Scrubkilla Twitch on Twitch.
Oh
You're
yeah,
Scrubkilla
you're
Twitch,
right.
all
You're
one
right. You're
word.
right. Bye, suckers.
That's Scrubkilla. He's Scrubkilla Twitch on Twitch, and I believe he's Scrubkilla_RL or something on Twitter.
You'd be correct. He just got his
yeah.
own Twitter account back.
Oh my goodness, what a guy. But yeah, we're gonna grab Greazy right now. I'll pull him in here, he's muted. We'll see if he can unmute and say hello to us.
Hello, team.
Hey,
Greazy,
there he
what
is.
What's up?
Hello.
Alright, you ready for
So-
this rapid fire? Hopefully your non-contradictory answers will come out, but we'll find out.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but yes, I'm gonna do it.
Don't worry, man. Watch the VOD.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna come at you one after another, real quick predictions, and then we'll kind of do a standard set of things that help determine other answers for us. But let me know when you are ready.
I'm ready to go. Let's go.
All right. Game 1, Weedham Girls Genesis, best of 5. Who takes it? What's the points?
It's gonna be pretty easy for us. I think they're pretty
Oh.
poop. So,
Easy for William Girls. 3-0 then?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a standard rank match in my opinion. So.
You don't think
Connect our controllers.
couple hundred people watching and sitting there cheering, or anytime you like
I don't-
miss that clutch aerial and you hear a boo from the crowd, it's gonna put you on tilt or anything?
No. Even if we tilt, I think we're still gonna beat them 3-0.
Okay.
Even if
But
they
you don't
bring
think-
their A
You
games.
don't think the LAN, or you don't think that the jet lag is going to be an issue because you're playing 2 days after you land
I
in
do-
LA.
We could literally play from the plane and still win. So I don't think that will be an issue.
Oh man. Oh, my
Alright. Alright, game 2. Flipside Tactics I by Power. Who takes it? Best of 5.
That's gonna be a clean sweep for Flipside. Flipside is really strong, really strong. So they're gonna absolutely demolish Hyba Power.
Alright.
After that series, they're probably gonna go home right away. So because they're so scared and wrecked.
Alright.
Alright.
Probably the most contested game that people are talking about because it seems to be the closest in the quarters. Mocket EU versus Exodus. Who takes it in best of 5?
I think that's gonna be a little bit close, depending on if the players if the all players from Mocket EU shows up, they're gonna beat Exodus 3-1. But if they don't show up, it's gonna be close. And but I still think it's gonna be 3-2 to Mocket.
Alright, so mock it 3-2 or 3-1 if they show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going a scrub on that one. He gave it to Mocket. Mike gave it to Exodus, so we're getting a bit of disagreement, but Scrub and Greazy both agreeing. Mocket are the favorites.
Okay. Last game up. Flying Dutchman, Kings of Urban.
I've said it many times before. The Flying Dutchman is poop, pretty much. They're not very good. So I think it's gonna be 3-0 for Kings of Urban. The big Fireburn is gonna. He's a really good defensive player, and I think his defense is gonna absolutely demolish their attack. So,
Interesting.
3-0 for Kings of Urban.
Okay.
3-0 KOU. That's completely going against. Mike thought it would be a close game and KOU would take it. Scrub thought TFD would take it. Greazy giving it 3-0 to Kings. That'll move us on to your predicted bracket. So we've got Weedham Girls versus Mocket in the top semi-final. Who do you think's going to take it and what score?
I think it's gonna be 4-0 Weedham Girls.
It's a best of
Or is
5.
it-
That's a pretty. 4-0 is a pretty good score for a best of 5.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Really, really strong score.
Then it's gonna be 3-0 for Weedham Girls.
So you don't think Mocket can provide any threat at all?
Not really.
Okay. And flip side, Kings of Urban on the other side of things, what do you reckon is going to be the outcome of that one?
I think it's either gonna be 3-1 or 3-2 to Flipside.
Alright, so everybody pretty much in complete agreement here of the winners finals is going to be Flipside versus Weedham Girls. But so far, are Mike and Scrub thinking that Flipside are going to take it? I don't think you're going to agree with them on that one. What do you reckon?
What did you say?
Weedham Girls against Flipside, winners finals. Are you going to take
Every
it?
time we play Flipside, it's really close every time.
Apart from
and as
last
Mike said-
weekend where you won 4-0.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen if all of us shows up. So
Okay, now
just to have
statistically
that clear.
speaking, and dmrawlings brings this up all the time. Statistically speaking, Flipside Tactics and Weedham Girls are 2AT identical when it comes to statistics. Wins, losses, pass, assists, goals, everything. You guys are almost neck and neck in everything. So what makes you think that when it comes to the biggest event gives you guys the edge?
that's a hard question, dude. Because
That's why I asked it.
yeah, I'm not the smartest of people, but us and Flipside, we have like very similar playstyles. I wouldn't say overcommit, but we take risks when we pressure the other teams. We like to go with all 3 players over the midfield, and usually the goals that get scored between us is like a hard clear that goes just straight in the goal.
Mm-hmm.
So I think not overcommitting, or the team that doesn't overcommit too much is gonna take it. Simple as that.
And will that be you on the day?
Hopefully, if you don't suck ass.
That doesn't sound like a very confident prediction. You said you were
Yeah.
going to bring the fire, and you have brought the fire, but you got
Well-
a bit tame here.
Yeah, a little bit tame because Flipside is really good. They have been playing this game for 14 years or something. I don't know. So they're pretty good, but we're pretty good as well. So it's gonna be close. But I think we're gonna take it 4-3.
And you don't think anybody's going to come out of the losers bracket and upset you after you've got the winners final locked down? You think
the
it's a
only
done
one who-
deal right there?
The only one who can upset us is Flipside, basically. If we take them down to losers and they come back into the grand final,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be really close again. But I think we'll edge them out 4-3.
Okay. Do you think now that ping's not an issue, it's going to make it easier for you guys, or do you think it's going to help NA to an extent?
I mean, EU teams beat NA teams on NA servers pretty convincingly. So I
Mhm.
think it's gonna be really hard for them when we have the same ping as them. I
And
think they're gonna be
will the
absolutely
macros work on LAN? We, of
Yeah,
course,
hopefully
Yeah,
if they don't.
macros.
Have you guys tested them on those? No.
Yes, I was at a friend's house testing it, and
Excellent.
we have made like a cable that
Mhm.
has built-in macros. So hopefully I can use my own cable. That would be
Nice.
really awesome.
Sneak everything in, they'll get
I'll,
past
I'll
security.
see what I can
no
do by
worries.
passing that off to
Good
production
stuff.
for you.
Yeah. Please don't tell anyone that I used it though.
Nah, we won't tell anyone, don't worry. It's a
Yeah, that's
secret.
good.
Yeah, nobody's
Secret.
watching anyway. You're fine.
Yeah, it's secret.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, we want to know about your players that you're going to be keeping an eye out. We had Mike thinks Sicky's going to show up. Scrub thinks Turbo and Jacob are going to show up. Who do you think is going to be your player to watch Who's going to be, you know, that bit better offline than they are online?
There's a lot of players that are pretty poop online that could maybe show up offline. So maybe Siki, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
He usually sits in net all the time, so if he finds his jump button, he should be good.
If Siki finds his jump button, he might be the player to watch. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, I know, obviously, you're pretty dang confident over NA. Is there any players on NA that kind of catch your attention?
Not really, but I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to the NA Rocket League, to be honest. So I hardly know any players there, but I would probably say Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another Jacob pick.
And what about your player to flop? Who's going to be, like, what kind of player is there, like a really good online player, but you think they're going to completely collapse offline? Or is bad online, but you think it's going to be even worse offline? Who's going to completely fail?
Pashy is gonna absolutely flop.
Pashy's going to flop. You heard it here from...
It's gonna be an
from
absolute painting on LAN.
He's going to be an absolute painting. It's one of my favorite names. But yeah, that's all of the questions that I had. Lawler, anything else
No,
that you've
great.
got to ask me?
Appreciate you stopping by, Greazy. If you want to shoot out where these guys can follow you, and support you online so they can support you during the LAN, be appreciated. Other than that, we are good.
Yeah, thanks for having me, dudes.
Yeah, no problem. Where can they find you on the Twitters and the Twitches and all that kind of stuff?
Just Greazy Meister.
Alright,
Greazy Meister.
Greazy
Always.
for you guys. Meister. It's Greazy Meister coming in for Weedham Girls, thinking that they're going to take it all the way. Easier said than done, but I'm excited to see the results. But on to the next person to interview. Thank you again, Greazy. We will see you later.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah, we'll talk to
I'm
you
a
later, Greazy. Alright, so I've got Turbo in here now. Turbo Clausa from Mucket EU. Lawler's gonna get Turbo's predictions for the initial 4 games from the bracket. Turbo, are you ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, first game, Weedham Girls Genesis. Who takes it in the best of 5?
Obviously, Weedham Girls or Northern Gaming. 3-1, I think.
Of course, yeah, Weedham Girls now picked up by the sponsor. But for the sake of not confusing anybody, we'll keep them Weedham Girls for today.
So
you're
you think Genesis is going to get a game?
Hmm?
Do you think Genesis is going to get a game, or did you say 3-0?
3-1. Genesis gonna take 1 game. Probably the first game, I think.
Everybody thinks that Weedham Girls is going to sweep them. What is your reasoning for giving them a game?
Ooh. Weedham Girls might like flop because Greazy thinks he's like the perfect player. He's too good. Go for absolute freestyles and do whatever. So Genesis will pick the first game, and then Weedham Girls will wake up and take the rest.
Okay. Game 2, we got Flipside iBuyPower, probably the most viewed and most contested game, but not so much after the Gambit leave. Who do you think is going to take that in the best of 5?
Flip says gonna sweep them.
Interesting. I've had that from a few people actually, thinking Flipside is going to take it. I'm wondering what the NA players are going to think. So obviously right now, a lot of EU heavy predictions. I'm curious as to what the NA players are going to have to say about that when they come on. Flipside sweep, interesting. I think, yeah, Greazy thought that was going to happen. So did Scrub. Mike from Flipside's the only player who didn't actually predict that, and that was because he doesn't like predicting in his favor of his own team too heavily. So we got Weedham Girls moving on, Flipside moving on. Game 3. Lawler, what's game 3 again?
Alright, so game 3 is going to be Mocket EU versus Exodus. Best of 5 yet again.
To be honest, I think we will get the series 3-2. It's gonna be the closest series.
3-2. Alright, interesting. I think that was what most people thought, wasn't it? Yeah, so we've had... Mike was the only person who predicted Exodus would win, but everybody thinks it's going to be a close series. Mock are going to take it according to Turbo. That's your own team, obviously, Mock EU. For those of you who don't know, Turbo Pashy Siki is Mock EU. And game 4, I don't have it on my screen. What's game 4, Lawler?
Well, I'm actually curious. So, why is it that you're giving Exodus wins even though iBuyPower was the favorite? Like, what makes you think Exodus will play well against you guys?
Because
even
I've
take
seen them
games
play
off?
before.
You
Yeah, I've
think-
seen them play games before, and they're contesting Kings of Urban and the rest of the top teams for a spot.
Okay.
And
Now-
yeah,
Now you give Exodus that chance, and you get people like just before where we had Greazy who doesn't even pay attention to NA according to him. He doesn't watch any of NA Rocket League. Do you think that will give you guys an edge when it comes later down the road, when it comes to games that you may have to, you know, okay, say you guys do lose to Flipside or something, and you're in the losers bracket, eventually you might have to play an NA team. Do you think that's going to give you an advantage?
I am actually watching some NA Rocket League to like see what they're doing and what we can learn
To
from
like
them. and
boost
such.
your self-esteem, make you feel better about yourself.
Yes, I laugh at their whiffs all the time.
Do you think the crowd's going to enjoy that too? If they're watching, and do you think that'll play a factor if we do see a lot of whiffs and stuff? Do you think the crowd's going to eat some of these guys alive? Because that could happen to you too. I mean, I know you're going to have some people yelling Tarururu if you ever score. Do you think that's going to boost your morale, get you into the game?
Nah, I don't have any fans. Don't be silly.
All right, man.
But
All
they
right,
will
last-
sweat their ass off.
All right, last game up then we got Flying Dutchman, Kings of Urban. Who takes it in a best of 5?
Kings of Urban will take the series 3-0.
3-0 for
Dutchman
Kings.
is not looking so juicy right now.
Although we did hear today that Dutchmen were scrimming against Exodus on both EU and NA servers, and they beat them on both. So maybe the Flying Dutchmen changing their tune in the last week before the LAN, or maybe Exodus getting a bit worse. Would that affect your prediction in any way, or do you think you're going to stick with Kings?
Nah, Kings will take it. Bogan leading the attack.
Vogue
not
leading the
work.
attack.
All right. All right. Well, all right, based
So
on
we've
those
got your
predictions.
predicted bracket is going to be Weedham Girls Mocket upper bracket final. Everybody so far has said Weedham Girls are going to take it. Some people said it would be close. Some people said it would be one-sided. What do you think is going to be the scoreline in that matchup?
Who did you say?
You guys against Weedham Girls. Mocket EU, Weedham Girls.
William Girl's gonna take it.
You're going to predict against yourself.
Yeah, of course. We have one game against them. Like one series, I think.
So Turbo throwing for skins. Confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
The Weedham Girls are going to take down his own team, Mocket EU. Lots
Okay.
of confidence.
Yeah,
which
so
is,
my
good
question
to
is,
hear.
okay, despite you guys, you think you're going to lose that, is there anything that you think can make you win against them? I mean, you said you've beat them once before. Why can't you guys do it again?
If we play fast and like Greazy said, Zeke doesn't sit in goal, we can win. That's the only option to win.
Do you think you guys can bump him out of the goal? I know you guys like to bump people.
But team bump Sicky out the net.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Poke him out there.
It's
Say,
a
go,
good-
get out Sicky. Attack.
That's a great idea, actually.
Yeah, Turbo's writing this down in the
Yeah.
in the
Sorry, that's
strategy sheet.
it's like my job or something to analyze games.
So
My bad, dude.
entry 1 in the strategy sheet. Bump Sicky out of net.
Yeah, you guys can be like, God, who's that League of Legends player? Lemonation. Bring a
Oh, yeah.
notebook and just write
The
really big in
notebook,
it.
yeah.
Bump Sicky. That's it. That's all you need.
Imagine if they did that. The pick and bands notebook for the maps. It's like go
Yeah.
ban Beckwick midnight. But that leaves the other semi-final in your predicted bracket is Flipside versus Kings of Urban. Who's going to take it? What's the score going to be?
I think this game will be pretty close, but I think Flipside is going to take it 3-1.
Okay. So everybody agreeing on every outcome in the winners, or in the semi-finals, rather. So you've ended up with the same winners final as everyone so far. Weedham Girls against Flipside. Who do you think is going to win in the winners finals, and what will the score be?
I think William Girl's
Second.
going to take it.
Weedham Girls.
Yeah.
I imagine by the pause you
4-2
think it's going to
maybe.
be close. 4-2, okay.
Yeah.
You're agreeing with Greazy on that one. Going against scrubkilla and Mike. So you think Weedham Girls are going to take it 4-2. What do you think are the chances of Flipside or another team emerging from losers bracket and taking down Weedham Girls, who will not be Lawler, who will be Northern Gaming at the LAN? Do you think any team's got the chance of doing that?
Nah, I don't think anyone can contest Sweden girls.
Interesting. What is it then that sets Sweden girls apart right now in your head, even ahead of Flipside?
How fast they play and the teamwork. Using the back wall is really annoying to defend against.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's your team predictions then. Lawler, what do you want to know about the players at the LAN from Turbo?
Yeah, is there? I mean, depending on what you're doing, who do you think is going to get like upset? Like, is there one specific game that you're like, this team is destined to win, that you think could be a possible upset?
I by power could upset Flipside
That
in the
would
first match.
That would be crazy because I would throw Flipside into the losers bracket and scare a lot of teams. I could see.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any players that you think yourself either need to look out for or make sure you pay special attention to?
I don't know actually. Maybe Garrett from NA.
Okay.
From Exodus.
garretg from Exodus, player to watch.
Yeah.
Scrubkilla also mentioned him briefly before mentioning another 10 players to watch, and then putting half of those
contradicting
players
himself.
on his then he put half of those players on his players to flop list as well. But garretg, your player to watch. So what about player to flop? Who do you think is going to just completely collapse and have the worst performance of their lives?
Vogan.
Vogan. You don't think he's going to lead the attack for the Flying Dutchman and score
No.
lots of goals? No.
He's a silly
Never trust
boy.
Vogan. Vogan's a silly boy, according to Turbo. So I'm off the back of that. I'm certainly hoping for a Mocket versus the Flying Dutchman matchup at the LAN. I'd definitely like to see that after hearing what you've got to say about Vogan and the Flying Dutchman's chances. That'd be pretty cool. I can't think of any other questions for Turbo. Have you got anything else you want to ask him before we get on the next one, Lawler?
No, nothing too crazy there. Hopefully, despite you thinking you have no fans, we get some people yelling "Turururu" at the LAN for you. I think that'd be really exciting and a pretty cool experience for you. In all reality, I hope it hits you emotionally and you cry a little bit. I think it'd be great. Break you
I'll
out of
probably
this.
sweat a bit.
Oh,
Not cry.
before you go, have you got a haircut yet?
No.
No!
Don't
Get a
worry, it's
haircut.
plenty of time.
Don't worry,
No,
man.
you're
You can
running
get
out
a
of
haircut
time,
with
dude.
me on Wednesday when I land. It's fine.
He
come on.
said he was getting a haircut weeks ago, and it's still.
Yeah,
the
I'm
same
too
thing.
lazy. Dude.
Get a haircut. Get the mustache shaved.
Yeah,
You
well.
look. You'll be like
Um,
that guy off Dodgeball who shows up without the pirate hair the last day, and everybody's like, "Whoa, he's actually really good looking," but nobody knew.
Now that Mike's want the mustache saved, I'm gonna keep it.
You could just shave it off and bring it to the LAN in a bag and present it to the winner or something.
Please don't bring your hair in a bag.
Yeah, bring the mustache in a bag.
You might get TSA asking some weird questions like, "Why do you have hair in a bag?"
You'll be like, no, it's fine. It's just my own mustache. And you'll be like, why is that it? Is that all there is? You'll be like, yeah, it's I'm working on it.
All right, man. Turbo, appreciate you stopping by. Any questions that you have for us, or last things that you'd like us to ask? I mean, you got us here. Anything you want to know that we can actually answer?
Any shoutouts for the chat? Also, anything you want to tell these guys watching?
Nah, a lot is a piece of shit. Just say that.
You can tell that. You can even sell that to a lot at the LAN because now he has been crowdfunded to go by his buddy Fireburner, or by Jacob rather. But I know Fireburner was involved in that. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
Awesome
to keep
stuff.
things moving, we're gonna get Jessie in here next.
I just wanna say I donated $200 to that fund.
Yeah, you did. You helped get a lot to the LAN as well.
Awesome.
Just wanted to put it out.
Just so you
Yeah.
can
I'm
tell
now
me,
poor.
just tell me it was a piece of us in person. I like it. I like it.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if you want to shoot out all your social medias and stuff, and then we're gonna kick you out of here so we can get the next one going.
Twitch and Twitter is Turbo Pulsa. That's it.
Turbo
Yes.
Pulsa on Twitch and Twitter if you want to catch up with this man, and hopefully he'll be, giving us updates on his haircut and shaving off the mustache.
Awesome as always. Who we got next for these wonderful people, Johnny? I got kicked out? What? Hello? I just got kicked out, you guys. What the heck? Hold on. Discord's being weird. One sec, boys.
Yo, I've unmuted my microphone. Is it working?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can hear
No,
me,
no,
right?
not for you, Turbo.
Discord is just like, get out of here.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later, Turbo.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, man. Apparently there's an update for Discord that it wants to do right now. Like, that's kind of weird. Well, do you guys want to, or do you want to, like, say who's going to be up next? And kind of, I think we got Jessie ready, I'm pretty sure. Johnny? Hello, Johnny? Johnny?
Oh, hello?
Hello?
What up? Wait,
Hey,
Lawler, I can't hear you on Skype, buddy.
what
I
the
can't hear
heck?
you on Skype, my friend. I can hear you on stream.
That's super
He's-
weird, man.
Lawler disconnected, Jesse.
Johnny, dance. Yeah, hold on, you guys. I gotta figure out what the heck's going on. Test. Johnny? Okay, that's really weird. I don't know what's going on, you guys, but we're gonna get this fixed as soon as possible. Hold on. Some fun technical difficulties as always. Appreciate you guys being patient. Of course, during all this, luckily we can cut it out in post, right? Yeah, I tossed myself in the
Hello,
Discord.
Lawler's show. You can hear me, but I can't hear Lawler. I can't hear him on Skype, so I'm just gonna chat to you guys. How you doing? While we wait for Lawler to get the Discord update. I'm just chilling in here with Jessie, but you can't hear him. I can hear Jessie. You can hear me. Lawler can hear me. I can't hear Lawler. It's all very confusing over here.
Let's see if I can do a mobile version. Appreciate you guys being patient with us.
Oh, I can hear you now, Lawler. Skype is...
Hello?
I fixed it. I fixed Skype. How you doing?
Hey, try to pull me in. I'm in Discord right now.
Oh, you are beautiful.
Can you hear me?
Testing?
Hey, hello?
Can you guys hear me in here
Yay.
though?
Yeah, we
Yep.
Okay, so something's going on with the desktop app, I guess. So we're gonna go and use that good old HTML.
can. Excellent.
Thank
Well, let's hope it
goodness.
holds. Let's hope it holds strong.
Thank goodness for Discord, boys.
Something
Huh. All right.
that happened at the end of the end of Turbo's section, so now we can just get straight into Jessie
Yep.
interview.
Yeah.
Alright.
Luckily for us, we can cut things out in post, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
Jessie, if you've been watching, you'll know what's going to happen. But Lawler's going to get your predictions for the first 4 matches.
Alright.
And then we'll take it from there based on what your predicted bracket looks like. But yeah, Lawler, take it away.
All right, so we're gonna start all this over. Jesse is now joining with us. We're gonna start off by asking him the quarterfinal matches for the LAN. First up, Weedham Girls versus Genesis in a best of 5. All these will be best of 5s until the grand finals. Who do you think is gonna take it?
Alright. The first match, Freedom Girls versus Genesis, that's probably, well, that's definitely going to Freedom Girls. And probably clean sweep. Maybe Genesis can take one game, but that that's only if Widom Girls doesn't show up and play well.
Yeah, so you're agreeing with all of the other pros on that one. Everybody so far,
Yes.
the other EU guys have predicted Weedham Girls' comfortable victory. You're not going to disagree. And, you know, it's a pretty safe prediction, I'd say. Weedham Girls to crush Genesis. They are this
Yeah.
#1 seed in EU going against the 4th seed from NA. Game 1, Weedham Girls, Jessie's predicted winner.
All right, game number 2, we got
game two.
Flipside Tactics and iBuyPower Cosmic, probably the most watched, even though after all the Gambit situation, do you think Gambit's going to play a big role not being there? Do you think Overzero's going to be able to step up? What are your predictions?
Well, it probably doesn't matter that Gambit is not there, because Flipside is just gonna win it no matter what. And yeah, this one is definitely gonna be a clean sweep.
Definite clean sweep for Flipside. Wow.
Yeah, maybe they drop the
Confidence.
first game, but probably not, because they probably have some practice, which they normally don't. That's why they sometimes drop the game. But I don't think that's gonna happen at the LAN.
Okay. Now,
So-
notoriously, iBuyPower, even though when they do win series, are notorious for dropping the first game.
Oh.
So when you have a team that comes in and is supposed to win anyway, do you think they can even? Because it seems to be that them losing the first game always like hypes them up and makes them play better in the next couple. Do you think that's going to matter against Flipside?
No, I think they will, because it's an EU team and they have easy games in NA, so they just relax and lose the first game and then they're for real. But against Flipside, they're probably gonna try our first game and maybe take the first one
Okay.
and lose the others.
All right. Game 3. A lot of people are excited about this one as well. We've got Mocket EU versus Exodus, the boys, and the one that everybody's kind of talking about now, garretg.
garretg, yeah. I think this one is gonna be close, because Market is, I believe Market is not doing very well lately. They're going, there's happening things with Pashy and stuff, but I'm not sure. But I still think Market can win it, because they always show up in the big tourneys and do terrible in the days before. So I'll think it's gonna be a 3-2 for Market.
Okay. Now, I'm glad you say that because you mentioned how Mocket always shows up in the big tourneys. The same actually applies towards Exodus. They are notorious for, they were a dark horse team when they were originally known as Vex, and they surprised everyone and actually ended up placing 3rd. Do you think that is going to offer a big difference, especially with Exodus having a playstyle that works very, very well against a defensive heavy team like Mocket?
No, I don't think they can I don't think they can win against Market.
Think EU is just too strong, huh?
Yeah, it's we played against Exodus today as well, and it didn't really show a lot. They didn't really show a lot, but I mean, if they're better at tourneys than a big tourneys, they could change that. But they didn't look that comfortable, so I don't think they can win.
All right, last match in the quarterfinals. You guys, the Flying Dutchman versus Kings of Urban. Apparently NA's last hope.
And his last hope. I'll have to disagree with that as well. I think it's EU all the way.
Okay.
It's
EU
just-
all the way.
It's EU all the way. I think we can take on Kings of Urban. It's probably gonna be close. I'm gonna guess a 3-2 victory for us, for the Flying Dutchman.
Do you
But
think it's going to come back and forth every game? Do you think you guys are going to go up a little bit and then they're going to come back a little bit? How do you think this series is going to play out?
I think we're gonna drop the first game and then make a comeback. Because I think Kings of Urban is a team that's just chill, especially Jacob. That's just, you know, that doesn't care about stress. That can deal with big crowd and stuff. And yeah, I think they will take game 1 because of that.
Okay. Do you think
So
that's going to help them a
giving them
lot
one
in the
game.
tournament itself? Do you think
Uh,
Jacob's mentality is going to play a big role for that team and possibly help them out? Okay, if they get
Yeah, I
knocked
think
into
they-
losers.
Yeah, well, they will, most likely, probably. But I think they can win the Exodus. I believe they have to face if everything is going like I
They'd be playing.
predicted.
I'm pretty sure they'd be playing
Yeah.
by power. Wouldn't they?
Oh, IBA power.